Yo, yo, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another reading now. We've got some pitter patters in the background. It's raining today. So, if the audio is picking up on it, and I apologize. We've got an interesting topic today. I'm going to call this one again. And it was inspired by, like sometimes in life, you got to start things again. Now, that might be like, let's say if I was drawing, a new concept for an architecture project and I just weren't feeling it. Sometimes you just gotta rip up the paper, say no, that's not it, and start again completely. Then there's other times in life where I might be drawing that same concept, that same idea, and I'm like, just can't finish it today. And I put it to a side, and then something in my spirit says, pick that up again. Now's the time to do it. That's the kind of vibration that I'm touching on today. So it's quite a unique topic, actually. I don't think I've gone here before. But that's what inspired the reading today. So hopefully I can give you some guidance in that area. As always, pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Feel free to pause the video. And we'll start off with pile number 1s. Okay, pile number 1s, maybe something to pick up again. Something to start again. Again, sorry for the background noise. It's either gonna sound beautiful or annoying. Apologies if these lines aren't completely straight. Like, I started off doing a straight line and I was like, these are meant to be quick, intuitive drawings, so I'm speeding it up. What do you see? What do you feel? Part 1s, what do you see? What do you feel? I feel like we're definitely in the realm of logic here. You should do again. You should pick up again. Could be musicians. Kind of getting a little bit of the metronome energy, like dun 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 dun. It's almost a bit like a game as well. I wish I could at least get your industry, part number 1s, like to know what industry you're in, and I feel like I could give you some good advice on it. I feel like pile number 1s, you're gonna have to insert your industry. I feel like this is like a hobby or possible career. And I feel like you've done something, two little somethings, and Spirit is asking you to do something for longer and change the angle. This is not this way. And something I'm getting here a little bit is like, I'm going to use pens to explain this, but like, I'm getting this energy. That's quite interesting because it's got rid of one of these things. I feel like pile number ones, this could be okay, so I feel like you're maybe doing one thing and that's come to its end. That's a chapter finished. And then you've tried something else, two little bits, and Spirit is asking or saying that do this thing for longer and remove, it's almost like remove the first mistake almost from your memory. So I guess for some of you, you're gonna be like, oh damn, how does that do this? How does that do this shit? That's exactly like how many times I had these two jobs in this new industry and they both flopped. How did you know that? And then some of you are probably gonna be lost, like, what's this dude doing? Putting pens on the page and drawing these abstract art pieces. I feel like Spirit wants you to, I don't think that was coincidence. I think Spirit wants you to focus on the recent L that you might have taken and that was a good lesson. Adapt that. So I know there's some fashion designers out here. None of you have DM'd me or commented yet, as of yet, that I've seen, saying that, hey, I'm the fashion designer that you keep picking up on the energy. But I know for sure there's some fashion designers, if they haven't listened to these videos, they're going to come across them. And let's just use the fashion designer as an example, right? And it could even be me, to be honest, because I kind of do dabble in that industry if I didn't say that before. Like, not so much a fashion designer, but I've had my little peep into that world. But I know that there's other energies in that world. I can just feel it. So let's keep to the fashion designer because that's kind of coming to mind. This would be like bringing out one collection and it flopping, and then bringing out another collection. But it's almost like you didn't do the whole season. You done like a winter collection. Do you know what I mean? Because it's like a little speck. And then you done another winter collection, and that flopped too. And it's like saying now you're gonna do a whole season, but you're switching the game up. And Spirit is saying, fuck the first line that you did. Pay attention to the second line that you did that it still flopped. But Spirit is saying that had meat on it. That had some real meat on it. So focus on that. Pivot it. And can you see it's like saying do the whole season. If you're really smart, pile number ones, you can extract this image even more and pull it apart and go, okay, so how does that look? If this was like a timeline, it would almost be like, I don't know, you have a play with it, pile ones, but there's almost an energy here telling me something like you work it backwards or something, because it's like this is, and it goes down. It's like you do the winter season before the summer or spring, however it goes. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, because it's at the angle. That's like a simple explanation, right? But also just pivoting like the game. I don't know what that means, but just pivoting the game, you know, like doing something really different. So, poem number ones, that's your reading. It feels like this reading was really, really long, but I don't think it was. But I think it required a lot of brain power from me. So if you appreciated it, poem number ones, please do remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. All right, poem number twos. We're playing on the logical today. So all my feminines out there, get your masculine cap on. Get your cigars out. All the geezers, grab a beer. And put your thinking cap on. It's funny, I think this is slightly similar to the pick a card. I might have to see if we are in focus. Kind of, just a little bit straightened up. There you go. Architect and that. Gotta have the straight eye. Oh, I messed it up. Okay. This is interesting. What do you see? What do you feel? Pile number twos. I'm getting vibes of like motion. That always reminds me of like emotion. That's 44. It's a number that was coming through. So there's like an energy of plot in here as well. Pay attention to angel numbers. Is it angel numbers, or I think there's even Bible numbers as well. Numerology. 44 might be important to you. You might be 44 years old. You might be born in April or on the 4th of a month. Okay, so sorry for the pause. Pile number twos. These readings are quite intense today because they're quite. It's funny because it's like someone might look at this and go, this is the opposite of logical, but it's quite logical in the way that information comes through is at least logical in terms of how to explain this? Got my work cut out. It comes through kind of quite logically. You know, it's not necessarily like poetic, or I'm going to give up on that actually for now. I think I would have to sit down and think about how to explain that. But just trust me on the vibe. It's kind of logical readings today. Or maybe even scientific doesn't even make sense, because it's like you got proof with science. Like maybe it's just even a realm thing. So make a good book trying to explain this. Anyways, the message is quite clear, but so it's almost like the description, the way that it's described is kind of maybe in a logical way, is maybe an easy way to explain this. Like the tool of describing this message feels quite logical to me. What we're talking about here, though, the message, believe it or not, is that this kind of dot would explain you. This dotted line would explain your boundary. So we're kind of looking from above. So this is the top of your head. And then this graph is just explaining basically like your boundary field. It could even be like your aura. So we're kind of looking from above. And Spirit is saying, like, previously you tried to push something out and your aura maybe kept that energy in. And now it's saying you've worked on your aura enough that when you push this thing out now, it's going to reach the destination. Now, if you're completely lost about what I'm saying, pile number 2 is I'm going to try and help you, because I believe that this thing that you've been trying to push out is to do with like your emotions. So this would be, for example, having the talk with someone about, you know, how they made you feel. This is having that awkward conversation maybe with your parent, talking about childhood traumas. This could be talking to your partner about something that you're maybe not happy with in the relationship. This could even be talking to your boss about something you're not satisfied with. And it doesn't necessarily have to be negative. I was getting a feeling of discomfort here because there was something to do with the boundary, your own boundary, keeping this energy in. But like on the flip side, we could be talking about love here. We could be that you needed to express your love, and before you contained it within your aura space, it could be finally expressing to someone how much you love them. It could be talking to a friend and saying how much you appreciate them. Do you understand? It's very much that energy. So Spirit is saying that's the thing that you want to try again. It's an expression here of emotions, put simply. And for whatever reason, this is connected with your aura and your boundaries. There was something that was in your aura that was containing this energy. Could be fear. It could be like, if you're anything like me sometimes, being an Aries, it's we're quite guilty of this. Like, we can explode, we can burn the whole house down. So we might give you the nod, we might give you the smirk. You might test us, and we might just give you the smirk and say, okay. You might give us the smirk again. Like, you might poke us again, like poke the bear. Poking the bear is pretty Aries, I think. I could be wrong, but that energy, that really reminds me of kind of Aries energy. The Aries will be poked, and the Aries will let you poke. But on whatever number that might be, where the patience is lost, it's absolute war. At the 11th poke, do you know what I mean? It's like the 11th poke, you just wish you would have never met that Aries. Personally, I don't even poke Aries, because I don't poke anyone, to be honest, because everyone's got it. It's just the same trait that I'm talking about. It's not even just an Aries trait. Everyone's got that trait. But I think it's just a bit more predominant, if that's the right word, or more, let's simplify it, more common in Aries, like sun signs, or maybe ascendant or moon, but definitely sun. So pile number 2 is you might struggle with that. You might bottle up your emotions a little bit. I was getting kind of strong masculine energies today, so it might be to do with that. That I might be talking to my masculines today, but yeah. Now's the time though, pile number 2, so express yourself, and I hope you was able to get something from this reading. If you was, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Okay, pile number 3 is... Pile number 3 is something to start again, or do again, or that again energy. What do you see? What do you feel? Keep tapping into that energy. Pile number 3 as well, I'm drawing, like on what you see and what you feel. If any words come to mind while I'm drawing away, take mental note of those. Okay, what do you see? What do you feel? It's definitely got like engine vibes to it. Part number 3. Like these remind me of like cylinders, but it's almost like it reminds me of like a muscle car, but like almost like an electric version. You know, that's what it reminds me of. Like not so many components as your typical petrol car. It's almost like a battery powered muscle car. Or motor engine. So, like I think I said, there's 3 cylinders here. I think that's no coincidence because pile 3. You could almost say that there's maybe 3 layers here as well. Seems to be like 4 pipes or wires. That's a bit off, but there's heavy free energy here. I feel pile number 3 is there's kind of like a little bit of like a combining energy happening here. So it reminds me of like, you know how I said petrol car, petrol engine features, but an electric car. I want you to think about like how that analogy fits into your life. So let's say cars aren't your thing. Let's say, for example, architecture, it would be very much that relationship between old historic architecture and how you modernize that. Like how you could have you know, actually it kind of came to my mind as well. You know, like when you go into churches and they're always so cold. Like historic churches could definitely do with some technology which helps insulate those old cathedrals and stuff. Like, don't ask me how you'll do it, because they're essentially made of stone. That's why they're so cold. But if there was a concept, don't get me wrong, I'm sure it would be expensive too, but that would be a big game changer. Insulating old churches without ruining the internal or external aesthetics. Right? There's no point, you know, covering the walls with like modern render. just you know what I'm saying. It's like there's obviously ways to do it, but to do it where you maintain the historic beauty is a challenge. But kind of that's what Spirit is saying, is maybe you need to kind of go back to something with that same eye. And I don't know how to help you in your specific industry. I'm like trying to think of different analogies, because I know there's people out there who do all kinds of different things. Like I can only think of like food as well, like it could even be with food. Let's say you don't even change the ingredients of this old traditional dish, but you maybe come up with like a tool or an instrument that makes it easier to do. Like an example of this would be, and I'm no expert in this area, but the Italians, when they make pasta and they make the dough, and then they put the dough through the roller thing, and the pasta sheets come out. It would be the equivalent of like, and this would be an ugly machine and probably an unnecessary machine that takes away the beauty of that original craft. But let's say for example, if there was that kind of same technique used like how a bread machine is, so you just, I'm not sure if that's how you make a bread in a bread machine actually, if you just put the flour in and put the ingredients in and it does it. But that would be the equivalent, and I'm sure there's machines or contraptions out there that do this already, in fact, where you just put the ingredients in and the pasta sheet just flies out, but it would be something along the lines of that, where you maybe create some automation in a beautiful recipe, it would be that kind of example. So part number 3 is, that's pretty much your reading. I just want to add a few little things just to help you along your way. I also got an energy here, a little bit of like cleaning, so like I get a kind of energy here of like flow, obviously, but also just to give yourself a cleanse, whatever that means. So before you do this contraption or merge these two worlds together or invent this thing, think about how to kind of cleanse it first. So it would be the example of having 60 different ideas and narrowing it down to 3. That would be the cleansing that I'm talking about here. So you've got 60 ideas of this new merging or this new thing you're doing, and let's just even say if it was bringing an old concept and a new concept together, and you've got a mood board of 60 images and 60 images, it's time to shrink that down, bring that down to 3 and 3, and then you're going to combine those, and within that you're going to come up with this muscle car electric motor. So yeah, I hope that made sense for those who are watching. I hope you got some wisdom out of it. If you did, please do remember to like, comment and subscribe. Check out the If You Pause website, ifyoupause.com, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.